Here we are then, this time for real folks, your Funbikes and M2R Racing Junior SM140s and SM65s. It is Casey O'Gorman who will lead this one, Mason Johnson alongside Elliot Dufton, and Evan Belford will be on row 2, Zach Shelton and Chase Collymore on row 3, Ash Barnes and Jack Bell on row 4, row 5 will be Joe Duggan and Reese Stevenson. Riley Dexter will start this one from 11th, 12th will be Jack Smith. Lissy Whitmore will start 13th with Luca Allen alongside him. 14th, 15th will be Lewis Lakey, and Joe Woodward will round out the 16 bike grid. And here we go. They look more the right sort of age. It's the right sort of size for this class. That's making more sense. Hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, you can forgive us our little faux pas there.
We have got it right this time, yes.
We have got it right.
I spoke to a few of these boys in the paddock earlier.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're here to have fun, first and foremost, and they look like they were really enjoying themselves. Mason Johnson and Elliot Dufton in particular sat having a chat with me not so long ago, smiling and laughing, and it'll be good to see them get out on track.
Yeah, absolutely. And hello to Richard Barnes, who's watching in and is following it better than we are today. Ash Barnes, of course, in this one, starting 7th. Plenty of good luck messages coming in. Nicola Daniels saying good luck to Lissy Whitmore, as is Debbie Booth.
I believe we are nearly ready to go, Howard.
Yep, absolutely. As we're going to look for the green flag in the air. There's the yellow at the back of the grid. There's the green. The engine notes rise. And away we go. Is it a good start from the pole sitter? Certainly looks like it. Casey O'Gorman leads them round. They'll go into this corner called Lucy's Valley and then work their way across this little motocross section off to the right there for events where they're not all running on tarmac. Through the S's they come. I'm wondering if that is actually the bike of Elliot Dufton that's got to the head of the field there. It is indeed, isn't it? It's the 441, so that's Dufton, who's had a really good start as they come onto the Conrod straight for the first time.
Great start from Elliot in 3rd place.
Yep, indeed. Over the hill for the first time they come down into the Joey Dunlop corner. And across the line they come. It is indeed Elliot Dufton, Mason Johnson and Evan Belford who cross the line in the top 3. Zach Shelton is 4th, Chase Collymore 5th. Ash Barnes has managed to get past Jack Bell on that first lap. Joe Duggan, Luca Allen and Jack Smith rounding out the top 10. All eyes on this front 3 bikes though, battling it out for the lead of the race.
Yes, we've just seen Evan Belford there take 2nd place from Mason Johnson, going into the 2nd hairpin. 2nd corner, which is the hairpin, I should say.
Yep, fantastic stuff. Through Luna Bend they all come. That's the 93 of Jack Bell and Joe Duggan you can see there coming out of that one. That's the battle over 7th place as they go over the perimeter circuit grid. As we cut back to the head of the field, the lead battle, it's still Dufton leading this one, but he's got all sorts of pressure from behind from Evan Belford. And Mason Johnson, as we've been saying, ready to pick up the pieces. And is Belford going to have a look into the valley? No, it's not on there. But you can be pretty certain that Belford isn't going to let the whole race go by without giving this a very good challenge for the lead of this one. They go across the Rogerson Straight and head towards Luna Bend. Will there be the drive off the corner there for Belford? Further back, Zach Shelton and Chase Collymore having a good battle over 4th place as the lead battle comes down the Conrod Straight.
Yeah, as they dropped Mason Johnson slightly, and Zach Shelton's the further 2 seconds behind. So it's between the two of them as they come back down the hill now.
Yep, Dufton versus Belford into the final corner. Oh, Belford seemed to carry a lot more pace through that last corner, but Dufton is just covering him off, isn't he, into paddock corner, the first corner of a new lap. This is where Belford looked fairly racy last lap. I'm just wondering if it's the camera angle where that makes the riders look like they're getting alongside. You can see how much Dufton's defending, though, taking those tighter lines into the corners, just trying to cover off all the various lines Belford can have. They'll come along the Rogerson Straight and into Luna Bend. Still Dufton in the lead as they come onto the back straight.
Yeah, it's two very different lines, but they seem to be evenly matched. Although coming up the hill, Belford goes to the inside. I don't think he's quite got the drive off that last corner to challenge him up the hill. We picked him up on the other side now. And yeah, still very close, but Dufton leads Belford.
Yeah.
Mason Johnson still third, and through comes Zach Shelton, although he and Chase Collymore seem to be battling out over 4th place.
Yeah.
And yes, indeed, the smaller rider, Chase, has nipped past Zach Shelton there. I spoke to Chase earlier and asked him if his weight advantage would help him catch people and overtake up the hill as he did at Wilton Mill, and he said he thought so. There's proof of it there for you.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a bit of change in the lower part of the top 10 as well. Reece Stevenson has just got up to 9th place. Luca Allen is still 10th. Jack Smith 11th, and just behind them as well is Lissy Whitmore. As this is the battle for the lead going down Conrod Straight. Belford did get alongside there, but it's still as they were heading up the hill. You can see Mason Johnson having a fairly quiet one now in 3rd place.
Yeah, it's props to whoever's built Elliot Dufton's bike. He seems to be on the perfect setup to defend that lead going up the hill.
Yeah. So it's these two. Then there's Mason Johnson in 3rd. This is the battle over 4th place. This is Chase Collymore, Zach Shelton and Ash Barnes. Good little battle this over 4th place.
3 fantastic riders. They've had great seasons.
Yeah. And competing across a range of classes as well. This isn't their only class, as far as I'm aware, for these 3 riders. Barnes pressuring the back of Shelton here for 5th place. Collymore's just managed to get a little bit of breathing space in the early part of this lap, and I stressed it a little bit for that as they come onto Conrod Straight. Shelton trying to get as much, ducking down, trying to get as much aero advantage as he can. Up the hill they go.
You can see there the advantage that Chase has ebbed out.
Yeah.
From his weight advantage. Keeping an eye on the leaders, they're still very close together. But this appears to be the battle of choice. Shelton now getting closer to the back of Collymore as we go over the start finish straight into the first couple of corners.
And now it's Shelton pressuring Collymore, as you say, Jake. It's changed a bit there. Shelton tries to duck under, coming out of Lucy's Valley, but it won't be on there. Looking further back, we're looking at, I think this is the likes of Duggan, Stevenson, Allen, Smith, and Whitmore, who forms the bulk of that pack. Sorry, the bulk of the sort of last of the lead pack, if you will. Other riders have dropped back somewhat. Back to the battle for 4th place. Collymore, Shelton and Barnes, still it is, heading up the hill. Fantastic part of the lap this, sweeping up the hill, coming over Coward Summit. As I say, no one riding on these bikes over that summit is a coward, because it takes a heck of a lot of confidence for the boys and girls out there.
Challenge for the lead, Howard. They've come through some back markers which appear to be no trouble at all, but Belford came close.
Yep, here it is on screen. Still Dufton versus Belford, as it has been pretty much all race long.
He had a good look there at the start of the lap, but obviously hasn't made anything stick. They are as close as ever, though.
Yeah, Gary McQueen watching from Mexico. We really are going around the world here. What a fast track. Very, very true. Very fast lap there. And the support coming in for Ash Barnes from his dad in the US as well. Fantastic to see as the leaders come over the hill and into the final corner. It stays as they were, but there's still a couple of laps to go here. Can Dufton hold Belford off? No, he can't by the looks of it. Belford's going around the outside of turn one as they head towards the valley. I think Belford will have the inside line, but no, Dufton still managed to hold on. This is so close as they're going into the closing stages of this race. And behind them, don't forget, there's an almighty battle raging for fourth place. And then also, as I say, another group battling over eighth. As that was the battle of the fourth that we just saw then. We're back with the leaders now.
Yeah, excellent racing from our youngsters once again. 2 laps remaining on this one as Dufton follows Belford up the hill. Chase Collymore still holding fourth place with Zach Shelton and Ash Barnes in behind, but those 3 are as close as they have been all race as well.
Yep. We haven't really mentioned Mason Johnson. He's had such a quiet one in third, but sometimes that's the way it goes. It's all about, it's still skill there, definitely, to keep the focus, keep the pace up. It was actually Belford across the line last time round who just about classified as the leader, but Dufton has been able to hold him off. And we're on to the last lap now. So can Dufton hold off Belford, who has been putting on an absolute charge in this one? It's been fantastic to see these 2 riders as they work their way through the S's. So good to see the change in direction between the riders as they go through the S's. Fantastic to watch as they come out of Luna Bend and onto the Conrod Straight for the last time.
Yes, it looks as if these guys are going to be hand in hand for the whole race. Dufton has led Belford from pretty much the beginning, and it's going to be that way as we pick them up coming back down the hill. Only 1 corner left, and that's this sweeper of a right-hander.
It's a drag to the line in many ways, but it's going to be Dufton who takes it. Elliot Dufton wins. Evan Belford finishes second. Mason Johnson will come across the line, and that will be the podium in the junior SM65s. Chase Collymore, there he is. Here has been the race-long battle over fourth place overall, but it's also, bear in mind, been the podium battle in the junior SM140s. So Chase Collymore finishes fourth overall. Ash Barnes was... I know timing's had a bit of a glitch there on us because it was definitely Shelton who crossed the line there with Ash Barnes. Jack Bell is next to cross the line. Then it's Joe Duggan and Reese Stevenson, we believe, will cross there in 9th. Jack Smith rounds out the top 10. There will be Luca Allen, Lissy Whitmore, Joe Woodward, Lewis Lakey and Riley Dexter. And that is the end of your race 1 in the Junior SM140s and Junior SM65s, sponsored by Funbikes and M2R Racing. So for the last time today, we look to the action in the Funbikes and M2R Racing Junior SM140 and Junior SM65 race. Casey O'Gorman, no stranger to leading a race already today, will lead them away with this one. Then is Mason Johnson, Elliot Dufton and Evan Belford will make up row 2. Then will be Zach Shelton. He's the highest positioned of the 140 class within this race, with Chase Collymore alongside. Ash Barnes will start from 7th, Jack Bell 8th. 9th will be Joe Duggan, with Reece Stevenson rounding out the top 10. 11th on the grid will be Riley Dexter, with Jack Smith alongside. Lissy Whitmore will start from 13th in this one, with Luca Allen alongside in 14th. Lewis Lakey in 15th, and Joe Woodward rounds out the 16 bike grid.
Cracking race this one earlier on, Howard.
Yep, absolutely. Be good to see how this one gets, how this one goes. Parents in their high vises are out on the grid, so again, don't be startled, folks, if you see a lot more people suddenly on track. They're there to guide the riders around, specifically at this point to the correct grid spots. Bearing in mind, this is for some of our younger riders, this class, 9 to 15 years of age, racing in both of these classes. Do keep your comments coming in. Good luck messages coming in for Riley Dexter for this one. I think your comment's about to feature for the start. There we go. Hey, there is a bit of a delay today on the social stream. We're trying our best to get these comments up. But be interesting to see how Riley Dexter gets on, starting in 11th. Green flag's in the air, and we're away. It's a good start there from O'Gorman into the first corner of the race. I'm already wondering, though, if we've maybe, because that looks like Zach Shelton in 3rd overall to me. I'm going to double check these numbers as they come around, because I'm not convinced that the grid reflected the reality of everyone starting this race.
Was this the one earlier where we thought that they were out, but actually it was the rerun of one of the previous races?
Well, yes, it was that class that this happened with, but there's just not enough bikes. I think that's Dufton. I think it's Elliot Dufton and Evan Belford. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's have a look as they come round this first lap now. They're coming down the hill into the last corner.
Here they come to cross the line. It's definitely close for the lead. And it is Dufton, isn't it, with Mason Johnson. Yeah, and then Evan Belford. Then Zach Shelton, Chase Collymore, Ash Barnes, Jack Bell, Jack Smith, Joe Duggan, Riley Dexter, Luca Allen, Reece Stevens, Lissy Whitmore, Joe Woodward and Lewis Lakey. I thought I hadn't seen O'Connor in this race earlier on. Apologies, folks, but we could only read the grids that were handed. Nevertheless, fantastic race going on at the head of this one. Elliot Dufton currently leading. Here they are, the leaders. Zach Shelton doing a good job again to stay in touch with the SM65s on his SM140 bike.
As off goes one of the riders.
Oh, not happy about something. That looks like Joe Duggan.
Quick gesture to competitor there.
Yeah.
Leaders coming around the final corner.
Yeah.
To complete their 3rd lap.
Very close here at the head of the field. Look at the 3.
2nd lap, sorry, isn't it?
65 riders. Yeah, finishing 2nd lap, going on to 3rd now, I believe. 6 laps remaining of this one. And up the inside goes Belford. Belford to 2nd place. Past Mason Johnson. Good move there into turn 2.
And looks to be eyeing up the lead of this race now.
Yep.
Very close behind our race leader. Differing lines around the Lunar Complex. Let's see who gets the run up the hill.
Oh, look at the drive that Belford was able to get off that corner. He's definitely going to have a go if he can see that gap, but it's not quite there. Dufton's wise to him as they head up the hill.
Let's pick him up on screen as they come back down.
Oh, and again, trying to find any which way to get past, but it's still going to be Dufton at the end of this one.
Yes, Dufton from Belford, from Johnson, then Shelton in 4th place, keeping with them. Chase Collimore's in 5th, just holding off Ash Barnes. Jack Bell is in 7th. Riley Dexter's going to come through in 8th, I believe. He does. Reece Stevenson and Jack Smith round out the top 10. Still with our leaders, Elliot Dufton leads the pack into the Lunar Complex. Evan Belford hounding him down. He got a very good run off this corner last time round. Looks to be a bit further behind this time and didn't quite have the pace up the hill. Let's follow him now. Yes, I think Dufton looks to have slightly smaller frame, which is obviously going to help going up that hill. We drop back to the battle between, I believe, Barnes, Bell and Collymore, is it? Or are we further back than that?
I think that was the battle between Riley Dexter, Reece Stevenson, Jack Smith was definitely in that pack, and Luca Allen was where we were looking then. So, good battle going on at the head of the field, and a good battle going on over 8th place, which is the one that we just saw. That's with Reece Stevenson currently leading it. There it is. That's that pack. Reece Stevenson, Riley Dexter, Jack Smith, Luca Allen and Lissy Whitmore as well on the back of this pack as well now. So that's Reece Stevenson, and then there, well, there's everyone else basically.
It's very close for the lead now, as it has been all race. I think we're going to pick them up coming through turn 1 here, and then coming down into turn 2. It's still Elliot Dufton having an excellent day's riding. Evan Belford, though, looking, and we've got a rider off in turn 2. That's from quite high up in the pack. Who is that? Is that Chase Collymore? No, he hasn't got a fluorescent helmet. There he is in shot. It's the number 7. It is Chase Collymore.
Yeah, I was going to say, sorry, Chase Collymore absolutely does have a fluorescent helmet. Apologies, I've just had a bout of hay fever hit me in the box.
Alright, grab yourself an antihistamine, Howard. I'll cover this. Chase Collymore then off in the first, on the exit of the first corner. He's up, he's fine, but it looks like his race is over for now. Let's see who we're picking up on the stream. Can we find our leaders? Dufton and Belford, only 2/10 separated them on the last time round. And I believe they're about to come round again. Yes, they are. Dufton still leads. It's a seconds gap now, as Mason Johnson is the one to put pressure on Belford from 3rd place. They're going down into the second hairpin as we look at the riders coming up the hill towards the end of the lap. Here are our leading pack. Dufton, a little bit of a gap back to 2nd place. Belford, who has Johnson for company. We have 2 laps remaining of this 8-lap race, so if something's going to happen, it has to happen soon. If anything, BMB is famous for its last lap overtaking manoeuvres. We've seen them every single round so far, and probably in every single class as well. Up the hill go our leaders. We'll pick them up coming back down. Dufton first, Belford second, Johnson third. As we cross the line now, look to the right for the man with the last lap board. There he is, just in shot. And Mason Johnson has taken 2nd place from Evan Belford. Unbeknown to ourselves in the commentary box, Mason Johnson has made the move and made it stick as someone collects a cone somehow. Caught the end of that and missed the interesting part. We'll update you if we see the top half of a traffic cone. riding around on someone's bike. But yes, we are on the last lap now. Elliot Dufton out in front. I'm sure we'll be picking him up momentarily as the checkered flag prepares itself. He is going up the hill now, about to come into this shot in front of you. There he is, and there's second place man Mason Johnson. Belford's dropped right back. I wonder if there's a problem with his bike, because he was keeping pace with both of these. But here it is, over the line, taking the win, Elliot Dufton. His dad there cheering him on as Mason Johnson follows him over the line into second place. Evan Belford will come through now to claim third, and moments up the road excuse me, will be Zach Shelton. Ash Barnes comes home in fifth, and we will wait to see whether Jack Bell has held off Rhys Stevenson for sixth place. There was a bit of a gap, and yes, there we have it. Confirmation, Jack Bell, sixth place. Rhys Stevenson now coming over the line for seventh. Luca Allen close behind him in eighth. Jack Smith finishes ninth. And is it Lissy Whitmore that's going to finish 10th? We shall wait and see. We have a rider down again. I can't quite see what that is. On the exit of turn 1.
And that was right in that pack.
Lissy Whitmore has been overtaken by Joe Duggan.
There we go.
It looks like it's been cut in half with a sword or something, doesn't it?
That's a very clean cut cone.
Yeah. So we've had everyone cross the line. Lissy Whitmore.
So had these two riders already crossed the line?
Looks like. So we've had Joe Duggan and Joe Woodward pass Lissy Whitmore. Lewis Lakey 13th. Chase Collymore dropped out, was 14th. And then 2 laps down was Riley Dexter.
Yeah, some kind of issue befalling Riley. Good race from Elliot Dufton. I'm sorry I couldn't join you for more of that. I'm sorry, Jacob.
It's all right.
Everyone will be delighted to know I can now breathe again. So the win for Elliot Dufton brings to an end our racing in the Junior SM140 and Junior SM65s. Next, it will be time for the vets.